First half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Harden doing it all. He has 17 points, and some of his offense coming at the foul line with 5 points there.
Clark, 5 pretty big points indeed.
Rockets on defense. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Johnson is out there with Reed. Then it's Donald Sloan. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Lopez in at the center.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here is Reed. Back to Johnson. 6 to shoot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Jones checked in for Dwight Howard. Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
Now Johnson. Trevor Ariza missing from long range. Johnson dishes to Sloan. Johnson kicks to Lopez. Feeds to Sloan. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Lopez a screen. From outside the arc, Johnson can't hit.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Here is Ellington. James Harden picking up that last basket. Lopez outside. To the inside. Here's Sloan. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Young's checked in for Reed. Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Good. And that's 21 points for James Harden.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now here's Lopez. 5 points in the game. Johnson against Ariza. It's stolen by Jones. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Motiejunas has the open look, and it's Houston with another.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the fourth and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
And the Nets making a change here. Larkin's checked in. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Down low. Lopez passes to Larkin. Kicks it out to Johnson. He feeds it to Larkin. Here's Lopez. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And with the Rockets' last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year, in spite of all the injuries.
Johnson dishes to Lopez. Down low to end the run. Young's shot is off.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Johnson can't hit.
Tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second half doesn't bode well for how this will play out for this squad.
Here's Beverly. Drains the three-pointer. Beverly's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Houston.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Here's Harden on the wing. A 3-ball. They grabbed their own miss. For Brooklyn, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. Again, Johnson missing.
And, you know, you can feel the desperation right now. They're starting to lose their composure offensively.
Yeah, it's palpable, Greg. I mean, clearly you can see the frustration. And it's understandable. I mean, right now they're on the wrong side of a big run.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the score by Houston. Lopez right side. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. And it's 7 points for Brook Lopez.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And he gets the bucket. And that's now 10 points for Trevor Ariza.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Here's Sloan. Here's the 3. And it's Joe Johnson with the 3. Johnson's got 9.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
They swipe it. Larkin kicks to Young. Up the floor. And Motiejunas picks up the foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Robinson's checked in. Here's Robinson. Here's Larkin. There's a screen by Robinson. Larkin, the pass to Sloan. Lopez outside. No luck. And the Rockets take it the other way. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Now, here is Young, following the miss by Brook Lopez. There's a screen by Robinson. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bargnani. Great touch on the 16-footer. Bargnani's got his second basket of the night.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Now, here is Lawson. Thornton for 3. Bargnani grabs the board.
And guys, the wheels really fell off in Marcus Thornton's game last year. This was a deadly shooter who averaged over 21 points a game only a few seasons ago. But last season, under double figures at 9 per contest.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against Milwaukee.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Now, here's Lawson. Just 5 on the clock. In the corner, Thornton with it. They need this one. It's hauled in by Brown.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
The 19-foot shot, and he gets it to go. Bargnani's got 6 points.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And last season, the Nets made sure nobody went off against them. They would lose games, but they did a great job of limiting an opposing star from taking over.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Houston's coach was giving to his team. He made no mistake that Dwight Howard has got to be the focal point of their offense. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Well, as you mentioned with the Nets, they limited takeover games, set an NBA record, in fact, Clark, by allowing the fewest 30-point scores against them.
Yeah, you know, only Harden and Lillard were able to get 30 points against the Nets. As you said, the first team to allow so few in a complete NBA season. Going back to '99, the strike-shortened season, the Knicks did it as well.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Brooklyn. Nets trail by 20. 1:37 left in the third. Bogdanovich dishes to Reed. Just 4 to shoot. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Bogdanovich, no luck.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 12-3 run. The pass to Bargnani. There's 57 seconds left to play in the third. Can't get it to go. Now here's Beverly. He's got 11. Howard setting the pick for Beverly. Smith for 3. That's good. Smith's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and sour.
Brook Lopez is checked in for the Nets. Young comes in for Reed. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And Beverly kicks to Howard. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
And Lopez throws it down.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
And here's Thornton outside. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Rockets ahead, running away with it. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.